Hi Daniel, this is Daniel Doshu. He's the art director at ArenaNet. How long you been working in the industry?
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
You like it so far?
So far, so good.
Okay. So where did you start and how did you get started in this video game industry?
I was working in the toys business as a toy designer when a young artist who eventually became one of the best art directors in the business, Dev Madaf, who was a young punk back then, shopping around for freelance work. Came by and showed me his work and told me about emerging opportunities in the interactive entertainment business, which I didn't know anything about. So I decided to look into it a little deeper, and indeed it turned out that there were a lot of development groups emerging in the Seattle area.
Awesome.
And within a couple of weeks, I landed the job as art director for Squaresoft.
And you worked for EA for how long? As an art director?
Well, so Squaresoft was my first job in the business. Then 2 years later, they closed the studio, and for about 2 years, I went to Zipper Interactive for 4 years, back to Electronic Arts for another 2 years, and then I tried freelancing for a few months and worked as a consultant for Microsoft, Digital Anvil, freelancing for Wizards of the Coast, and then decided to get back into full-time employment and joined ArenaNet a little over 4 years ago.
Wow, that's a lot of trophy on your belt and stuff. How did you get started and why did you choose art in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it never really was a moment I can think of that I remember since I was a little kid. I was doodling and eventually, picked up watercolors and paint and anything that was remotely creative. I tried to, one thing led to another, went to art school, got my degree in industrial design. And
you know that you're going to end up in video games?
No. I mean, back when I went to school, the only games we knew of were, hide and seek and spin the ball.
If you have to advise some kid and stuff, if they want to get a career in art, what do you look for in portfolio and what kind of good advice would you
have to build a body of work that is convincing and solid and versatile and based on a good foundation in traditional art before you can hope to get a job. You cannot really, like many kids nowadays, hope that with a handful of pieces, eventually somebody will see my potential and will give me the opportunity to train while on the job, and that doesn't happen anymore. There's just too much talent out there to choose from, where employers don't really can't afford the luxury of training somebody from scratch.
So is it getting very competitive?
It is extremely competitive, especially as a concept artist. It is extremely competitive for probably every 20 openings that come up on the 3D front as a modeler or texture artist or animator. There's probably one for concept artists. So my advice to somebody who wants to get into the industry would be try the 3D route. And then once you're in, you can kind of reinvent yourself over time and kind of prove yourself as a contributor on the pre-production and concepting front, and eventually, hopefully, get recognition and get a job in that area. But 3D is probably the safest, surest bet to get in.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Daniel. And if anybody wants to see more of Daniel works, you can go visit him at tinfoilgame.com. Is that correct?
Tinfoilgames.com.
Okay. And thanks again, Daniel.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Good luck, everybody.
Bye.